Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An RH negative mother carrying an RH positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every RH negative pregnancy.
Hello and welcome to the preview of the England versus Pakistan game. I have with me Julia Price and Mohit Shah. Let's come down straight to that head-to-head table. England and Pakistan have played 11 ODIs together. England have won 10. One has been a no result. Pakistan have never beaten England. But Pakistan now come on back of that important win against the West Indies. Julia, what do you feel? Is this going to change things for Pakistan because they come on back of that important win against the West Indies? Both teams are still alive in that competition. So do you feel that's going to change a lot, or is it going to be a simple win for England?
Yeah, I don't think anything's too simple for England at the moment. So I think it's potentially going to be a pretty good game. Although, I mean, obviously the game being rain reduced the other day and just reduced to a 20-over game, I think really benefited someone like Pakistan. Their T20 game is a lot stronger than their 50-over game. So it'll give them some heart, though. They'll get some momentum from that win. They'll be pretty happy with themselves, as they should be. They had a good win over the West Indies. But I still think that England are probably the more experienced 50-over team, and I think they've just started to have that belief back in themselves about and that sort of focus about making sure that they get to the semi-finals. So to me, I think England are probably going to be a little too strong for Pakistan, despite a magnificent effort from their players the other day.
The good thing about England, what I see, is that they've faced all the top-ranked sides in their first 5 games. And now face Pakistan and Bangladesh. Do you feel, Mohit, that's going to be an advantage England now, which was a disadvantage for them at the start of the tournament?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an advantage. And the greater thing for them is like they are coming off 2 back-to-back wins against 2 very good teams in very close contests. So like they've been away from home for a very long time. The first few months weren't very easy for them. They didn't win a single match. But the wins from the last 2 matches and the way they won it, more importantly, is what will give them a lot of confidence. And they are playing at Christchurch, which should be a batting-friendly wicket. It traditionally is a batting-friendly wicket. And if you just look at the 2 teams' batting sides, I think England has a significant advantage there. The kind of players they have and the kind of success England has enjoyed against Pakistan in the past, we saw that Pakistan has never defeated them in an ODI. I think England start as the clear favourites in my mind for this match.
Julia, do you feel it's going to take a lot on how the wicket is? Because Pakistan, we've seen in the last game, did well because it was a spin track all overall. And probably that was the reason they were able to beat West Indies. Do you feel if it's a spin track, it helps Pakistan? If it's not, it's a disadvantage for Pakistan.
Yes and no. I mean, they've got Eccleston and Charlie Dean who've been bowling really well. So I think that sort of counters the spin attack. I think it might be a bit unfair on Pakistan, thinking that they only won that game the other day based on their spin bowling. I thought their batting was excellent. They were very attacking. They hit in good areas. I just don't think the West Indies bowled in the right spots for them. So to me, their batting was pretty strong as well. It's more the fact that a 50-over game and a T20 game are very, very different games. So how are they going to take wickets on a wicket that might necessarily have a huge amount of turn in it for them? Because they have been getting some wickets, but they struggle to get wickets against the better teams. And that's where the difference is in a 50-over game. You're obviously not going for it quite as much as the T20 game. So it was a little easier to be able to take wickets with teams going for it. So to me, how are they going to get their wickets and manufacture those in teams that are a bit more patient and had a lot more 50-over experience? And who's going to step up? Because obviously they had Ali come in play the other day as the opener, and she batted beautifully, got 37 runs, but she hadn't been playing any of the 50-over games. So they still have a little bit of a quandary at the top of their order about who are they going to have in their power play, how are they going to get off to these good starts and really securing what their batting order is going to be for a 50-over game.
And that's what my next question would have been. That I'm not going to ask, do you expect a change? I'm going to ask, do you want to see a change in either of the sides? Because they've won their last games. They would not want to change a lot in their sides. But do you want to see any change in Pakistan and England's team?
Well, me personally, I'd love to see Freya Davies come in for Catherine Brunt. I think the rest of them, it's probably about just maintaining, keeping them confident, knowing that they're going to be selected for the upcoming games, and just helps them relax and really get into their roles and their understanding of what they need to do for the rest of the series. So to me, Freya Davies is that one change. For the Pakistani team, I don't know. I think I like Nahida Khan should come back in. I think she's been really good. But I like the way that Muniba Ali went around her game the other day, and whether she comes in down the order a little bit just to really stretch the. I know that she's an opener in the T20 game, but I just think she'd be good in that sort of lower order, understanding what her role is, really accelerating the back end of the Pakistan innings and maybe just stretching their batting order a little.
And what do you feel, Mohit? Do you want to see any change in either of the sides?
I think Pakistan made a couple of changes in the last game looking at the format, but the players that they brought in did really well. Like, I think the reason for picking Muniba was the fact that it's a 20-over game. Otherwise, Nahida Khan's been doing pretty well, but now Pakistan have a problem because all their three openers have done well already in the tournament, because Sidras got in a century, Muniba was very good the other day, and Nahida has traditionally been the one opener who they've stuck with for most of their cricket in the last decade. So which are the two players that they go with will be interesting, because I don't think they can change anyone between spots 3 to 6, because Bisma, Umema, Alia, Nidadar are all great players and have performed already in this tournament. Like, all of them have scored a half century or multiple half centuries. So that only leaves the bowlers, who I don't think have been the problem for Pakistan in this tournament at all. Because even against India, they had them at 114 for 6. So the batting's actually their problem, but now they have a lot of informed batters. So it will be interesting to see who Pakistan goes with. I personally wouldn't change the team though, because anytime you win a game, it's best to continue with the same players unless the conditions are drastically different. But England definitely need a couple of changes, I would say, because their opening bowlers and their opening batter has been a huge problem for them right through the Ashes series and also in this tournament. They've tried Winfield Hill. They've tried Danny Wyatt. Danny Wyatt might get a lot of runs against Pakistan and Bangladesh, but will she get runs in the semi-final and final? And is this a good opportunity to get someone like Emma Lamb in and see what she's got? Because I don't think they've given her a fair opportunity yet. They got her in for the final match of the Ashes, which is a high-pressure tournament against some of the best new ball bowlers going around. So this might actually be a very good chance for England to get someone like Emma Lamb in.
Let's see what happens there in that England versus Pakistan game. Both the experts would want to see some changes, especially Freya Davies coming in. Pakistan, they're dicey about will there be any change, because all the openers have done well for them. Muniba Ali, Nahida Khan, Sidra Amin, everyone has done well. Let's see if either of the team does any changes. But that's it from here for the preview of the Pakistan versus England match. But there is another match. Yes, we will do a preview for that too. It's an important clash between South Africa and West Indies. Till then, this is us here at the Outside View.